Hello? 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 What's good? Are we here? Are we safe? Hello? Hello? Okay, wait. There's nothing here. We're back. Is this real? Are we back to random reactions? Finally? Oh my god, finally, we're back. Is this real? No news? No anything important? Nothing I need to cover? Nothing? Oh, finally! Oh, you have no idea how long I've been wanting to make a random reaction. It's a regular reaction for once. After 2 months, after trying to make a random reaction, and also you will be seeing a feature reaction after this. You have no idea how long it's been. Finally! Oh, you have no idea. But either way, I know I'm a little late on this. It's been like months now. It's been, I think, a month or two. But I wanted to make an Uma Musume reaction video. Talk about the myth, the legend, the one that caused so much money to be lost in one race. Goldship, the biggest rage debater of Uma Musume. Hosted by Glavikio. Glavikio. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. But yeah, we're here. So we're going to watch a reaction to that. Man. Oh, so happy. But also, before I continue on, also, welcome back, my Dark Minions. Let me do my outro at least. Welcome back, my Dark Minions, to the Dark Void. Ruled by me, now 51. And yes, we are finally back to a freaking random reaction. It's been so long. I think at least 2 months since the last time I made one. I think the last one was about Shy Lily and something else. I don't remember. But yeah. But also, before I continue on, just to let you know, there's something been happening on YouTube. If you don't remember, I made a video on something about, about the restricted mode, and that's probably causing havoc on YouTube. I'm gonna have to retract that statement. I found out that heck, I even deleted one of my videos because it was actually, I got wrong information, and I was just on the bandwagon. So just to let you know, I'm waiting for some more information because it seems that it wasn't the restricted mode that was causing the problems here. So right now I'm waiting for more information to come out to maybe make another video talking about how it's how something's happening. But there's something's happening on YouTube. I don't know what's going on. It's not the restricted mode that's happening, but something is definitely happening. Something. Josh Strife is talking about this right now, so I'm going to leave it to him for the time being, and maybe I'll make a video in the future talk about maybe something's happening. All right. So ignore if you want to go watch that video. Like, go watch it. Like, tell me if there's any new information if you figured out, you found out. Just put it down in the comments down below over there, alright? So, yeah, sorry for if I made any misinformation right now. It's just, I was getting worried here. Alright. And that's, sorry I had to go off topic. But either way, we're back on Random Reaction. We're going to be watching Goldship, the biggest rage bear Uma Musume. Let's begin. 3, 2, 1. Finally, I'm back to making Random Reactions. Let's begin!
In the sprawling world of Uma Musume Pretty Derby, among dozens of legendary champions, one character has become the face of the franchise's unpredictable spirit. If you have seen any clips from the anime, you have almost certainly seen her. The tall, gray-haired girl with a goofy grin. The one who pranks, breaking the fourth wall and delivering a flying dropkick to her trainer. This is Goldship, or
was actually like this.
Known to her legion of fans. And while she often seems like the comic relief, she is absolutely the comic relief. Her story is one of the most complex and fascinating in the entire series. Because the anime girl who acts like the prankster is a direct, faithful translation of a real
I didn't realize that this horse is actually like this.
Dollar champion who was just as brilliant and even more chaotic than his original counterpart. This is the story of that horse and how his career, his personality, and his incredible contradictions were perfectly reborn as a digital icon. Let's get into it. To really understand the legend of Goldship, you first have to accept that he was, above all, a contradiction. On paper, the facts paint a clear picture of an elite champion, a 6-time Grade 1 winner with career earnings of nearly 1.4 billion yen. But the numbers never told the whole story.
Man, that's long shit. That's big shit. Look at it.
Brilliance was a baffling, often maddening belligerence, a force of nature that operated entirely on his own terms.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this Goldship.
The source code for his unique brand of chaos can be.
Sorry I had to pause here, but I have heard a lot of the legends, a lot of the history of some of the horses. And basically, my god, some of them are good, some of them, oh my god, sad. And also, rest in peace, Haru. Such adorable horsey. Rest in peace, Haru. Thank you for making us all never give up, never surrender, and so being so adorable. Sorry, I had to put that up there. But like I said, I've heard a lot of the history of Goldship, and right now I want to react. And oh my god, Goldship doesn't disappoint.
Found in his bloodline. His pedigree isn't just a list of ancestors, it is a recipe for his entire personality. Let's start with his father's side. His sire, was a horse named Asmongold, a successful what? Oh, it's not.
What?
A horse named Stay Gold, a successful competitor from the line of legendary American champion Sunday Silence. This bloodline is famous in Japan for two things: producing horses of immense, explosive talent, and talent often being coupled with a fiery, difficult temperament. Stay Gold himself was known for his own quirks. Some fans even called him a terrorist on the race course.
Are you serious? What?
Half-brother, the Triple Crown winner Orfaver, was famously nicknamed the Tyrant for his fierce disposition. This is where Golshi inherited his explosive, unpredictable spirit.
I could have sworn his father smelled his own,
On his mother's side, the influence was the complete opposite. His dam was a daughter of the Japan Racing Association Hall of Fame inductee Majiro McQueen, one of the nation's most celebrated.
The grandfather is actually very nice.
For stayers. From this line, Golshi got his signature gray coat that whitened with age, and more importantly,
his grandfather's sane.
Stamina and consistency. The ability to
the normal one.
So you have this perfect genetic storm.
The normal horse.
The volatile spirit of a rebel. From his mother's side, the powerful, relentless engine of a marathon runner. His entire career can be seen as a manifestation of this war within him. A horse born with an engine of a stayer, but cursed with the soul of a rebellious sprinter. It was a living paradox. And it was on the racetrack where this internal conflict would be put on full display for the world to see. His career wasn't a simple list of wins and losses. It was a story written in a few distinct, unforgettable moments. It first came in 2012, and his first major Grade 1 race, the Satsuki Show. The conditions were awful. A track soaked with rain, turning the ground into heavy, treacherous mud. For most of the race, Gorshi did what he always did. He lingered at the very back of the pack, seemingly uninterested, right? But as the swung wide into the final turn, trying to find a better footing on the outside, Gorshi did the opposite. He dove towards the inside rail, a path so rough and chewed up that every other jockey was actively avoiding it. With what can only be described as breathtaking power and balance, he warped through this treacherous path, gaining an immense advantage.
That's pretty good.
Devastating charge down the straight, blowing past the entire field to win. This wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. It was the debut of his heart-stopping chaser style, and a clear sign that he operated by a completely different set of rules. Jumping forward to his sixth and final,
this horse is very talented. Goldship
was perhaps the race that best captured his grit. This was a grueling 3,200 meter marathon.
I'm learning more new information about Goldship.
Twice before. He was also recovering from a hoof injury, so expectations were mixed. He started poorly, as was his custom, am I right? Trailing far behind. But on the backstretch, he began a massive, relentless run, moving up through the field, and in the final desperate strides, he caught the leader to win by a mere neck. It was a victory of pure perseverance, and his jockey's comments after the race were incredibly telling. He said, "I was thinking of going front if he started well," which obviously wasn't the case. From there on, I just concentrated on following the pace and careful not to turn him off.
Just basically let him have his fun.
The key. The job wasn't just to ride him, the job was to actually manage his psychology, to keep him engaged.
So just let him enjoy himself, huh?
Mental battle.
Just let him have his fun.
Pilot him. These moments showed that when Golshi was in the mood, he was a nearly invincible force of nature. But
look at Goldship.
And everyone who bet on it would soon learn in the most spectacular way possible what happened when he was not. The stage was in 2015.
Sorry, Nat.
Bakarazuka Kinen. Golshi entered.
I heard about the 12 yen.
The overwhelming favorite. He was on the verge of making history, attempting to become the first horse to ever win.
But hated the rival.
All-star race 3 times in a row. The betting public had wagered an astronomical sum on him. The starting gate sprang open, and the rest of the field thundered away. Goldship went into what was described as an inexplicable fit. He reared up high on his hind legs, holding the pose, a perfect statue of defiance. As the race disappeared into the distance, by the time he finally decided to run, he was hopelessly behind. In that single moment of defiance, an estimated 12 billion yen in winning tickets was instantly turned into worthless paper. Depending on the exchange rate at the time, that is anywhere from about 82 million to 1
So did anybody win the money?
million USD. Gone. Vaporized by a horse who simply decided
who won the money?
Like it. And this is the event that truly defines his legacy as the chaos chaos agent. The entire sport of horse racing, and especially the massive betting industry built around it, is founded on principles of statistical analysis, performance prediction, and quantifiable data. It is a system designed to make the unpredictable
thanks to Goldship.
Goldship was a living, breathing refutation of that entire system. One writer at the time described him perfectly, calling him a divine punishment inflicted on humanity for daring to gamble on the enterprise of horse racing. He was a force of nature that reminded everyone in the most financially catastrophic way possible that some things simply cannot be quantified. It was moments like
look at Goldship,
spectacular and even more spectacular self-sabotage that cemented his legend. He was actually a character so perfectly formed. It was almost inevitable that someone would decide to make his story playable. This is where the Goldship legend was supercharged for a new era in the world of Uma Musume Pretty Derby. And the genius of his adaptation to the horse girl is how it was a meticulous and clever translation. It starts with her visual design, which is essentially a canvas of hidden references. It is designed to be a rewarding experience for anyone who knows the real story. For instance, her race outfit, the red dress, and the white and red sweatbands is a direct copy of the jockey silk riders wore. Look closer at the dress and you will see 6 gold buttons running down the front. Each one represents one of his 6 grade 1 victories. And then there are the visual puns. A large golden anchor-shaped ornament hangs from her thigh, a playful nod to her name, Goldship. But the most brilliant part of this adaptation isn't the visual, it is the narrative. It lies in her most prominent relationship, her friendship with the elegant and proper Mejiro McQueen. Now, to understand why this is so clever, you have to know the reality. Mejiro McQueen was Goldship's maternal grandfather. They existed in different eras and, of course, never met. But in the world of Uma Musume, where champions from across history can interact, they are reimagined as contemporaries, teammates, and the closest of friends. Their dynamic is a classic pairing. Goldship is the chaotic prankster, and McQueen is the easily flustered, prim and proper target of those pranks. This friendship is a living metaphor for Goldship's own pedigree. Think back to the source code, right? Mejiro McQueen, the elegant, consistent,
Mejiro McQueen is like
represents the disciplined slayer half of Goldship's bloodline, and Goldship's constant chaotic teasing of her is the personification of the rebellious, fiery spirit he inherited from his father, Asmongold. Their entire friendship is a visualization of his internal genetic conflict. It transforms the dry data of a pedigree chart into a compelling and often hilarious emotional story. This intelligent adaptation, translating both his story and his very genetics into a compelling character, is what allowed the legend of Goldship to find a new, even larger audience. And that audience would, in turn, take his story and make it their own, creating a phenomenon that transcended the game itself. His legend now lives and breathes on the internet. His most famous meme, the Uma Musume character dropkick delivered to her trainer after a victory, is a direct loving reference to the
I always wondered what the heck was going on until I read about the jump kick every time. I always wondered about that until I've heard about the history of Goldship, and then makes sense. So all these horses are actually real life horses. It took me a bit, like, I didn't know if these horses were real life until I found out the names, and then, oh my gosh. And I really like how each horse is like basically the story. I don't know if all the horses have exactly the same storylines as their real life counterparts, but I do like the fact they kept the same troll as Goldship there. It's freaking awesome. It's freaking hilarious too. I can't believe that Goldship is a VTuber. I don't know why that's weird to me.
Horse's well-known habit of kicking out at his handlers. These memes serve a crucial purpose. They are a cultural funnel. A potential new fan might see a funny clip of an anime girl drop-kicking someone, and then, right? They find out it's from Uma Musume. A quick search then reveals that the character is based on a real one, and the dropkick is a reference to a real behavior. This might lead them to watch an actual race footage on YouTube, and suddenly they find themselves deeply engaged with the history of Japanese horse racing.
Oh yeah, there's like a lot of people looking at the horses.
The entry point, a hilarious and accessible bridge from pop culture to a classic sport. But the most fascinating part of Goldship's story, the final and greatest paradox, came after he left the track. At the big red farm in Hokkaido, the lunatic from the racetrack became a model professional, a gentle, remarkably successful breeding stallion. He would go on to father a grade 1 winner, and in a moment of perfect karmic redemption, another of his sons would win the very race his father had so famously thrown years trainers, this dramatic shift in behavior suggests his chaos was not an inherent, universal trait, but a context-dependent response. The high-pressure, restrictive world of professional racing, with its demanding training and confining
people are saying that Goldship was actually... Hold on, I'm gonna see if he tells it. I'm gonna leave that for later. Hold on.
Gates may have been the primary trigger for his defiant behavior. In contrast, the more natural environment of the breeding farm allowed a different, more cooperative side of his personality to emerge. This makes you
particularly speaking, people are saying that basically Goldship actually knew. People are saying that Goldship knew that all this was happening and just decided, you know what? I just don't give an F. I'm gonna do what the freak I want. Like Goldship was smart enough to know. I know, smart enough that yeah, take that as you will. Basically, like, he knows about the cameras, knows everything, and every time there's a camera, he actually just acts the funny reason. Just does it for no reason, just for fun. That's basically what people are saying.
Considered the entire story. He wasn't just a chaotic horse. Perhaps he was protesting. This final layer of complexity is what solidifies his place, not just as a champion, but as one of the most fascinating characters sport has ever produced. And in the end, that is the key to his enduring appeal. The perfect chaotic harmony between his two identities, the real horse and the fictional character. He was a character long before he was ever officially written as one. The real world thoroughbred's rare combination of elite, world-class talent and a
Goldship,
defiant personality created a natural, compelling narrative full of triumph, failure, comedy, and drama. The Uma Musume adaptation succeeded so brilliantly because it didn't need to invent a personality. It only needed to faithfully and cleverly translate
that's a great way.
One that already existed. The creators understood that Goldship's essence was his contradiction. They embraced his flaws as much as his victories, turning his gait antics, his mood swings, and his infamous kicking into defining and beloved character traits. The result is a singular phenomenon where each half of his identity enriches the other in a self-perpetuating cycle of discovery. A fan of the game is led to the history of the real horse. A fan of the horse finds new joy in his fictional portrayal. The real horse provides the substance, the historical weight, and the unimpeachable record of achievement. The anime girl provides the accessibility, the humor, and the modern cultural currency of memes and fan communities. Now he is not just a horse or a character, a champion or a meme, he is Goldship, the unsinkable ship of chaos. An unforgettable icon at the nexus of sports, story, and digital culture, and a perfect case study of how a
Goldship, stop being tired,
can be immortalized and amplified for a new generation. Goldship's story shows how much a real personality can shape a fictional character. But are there other real-world figures, athletes, or even animals whose stories you think are perfect for this kind of adaptation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but that is all from me, Glio, and I will see you in the next one.
I'm just gonna pause there in case there's another ad. But yeah, I have to say is that, like I said, I know I'm 2 months or something late. I don't know when this game became popular. I think when the game finally came out from Japan. But yeah, I already know most of the history of these horses. Like literally, when I started seeing, I've been seeing so many history of the horse. I've been watching videos. Well, not videos. I've been like past tense, like, oh, happened to see the history. Just happened to see it on some places, like on apps and like on Facebook as well. Just where I happened to be seeing the history of that. And oh my god! And also before YouTube changed the freaking method how we watch videos, basically I saw shorts and oh my god, the history. I just kept thinking, I was so engrossed in it, and especially Goldship when I found out that wait, he was actually like this. Oh my god, what the heck is going on? What is going on? I thought these were like, oh, here are animated characters. They're doing horsies. They're basically fun and just fun horse girl anime stuff. But no, they're based off real horse. And then what? These are, oh my god. Like I said, I've been so engrossed and it just makes me sad sometimes that some of these horses are no longer with us and some of them had sad backstories. Ugh. But still, Goldship, basically hearing the history, oh my god. it just made me hilarious. It makes me laugh on the fact that Goldship is actually like that. And also, once again, rest in peace, Haru. Rest in peace. I'm so glad they at least won one thing before you passed away. One thing. And if you don't know, Haru did win one trophy, won one race, but that was after her retirement. Still, rest in peace, Haru. And with that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Comment, subscribe down below if you enjoyed it. Especially I did. And I'm so happy to be back making random reactions. Hopefully I can keep making more random reactions in the future. That is until something else happens. But either way, comment, subscribe down below if you enjoyed it. And what do you think? And also join my Dark Army. You guys have no choice. Literally, at this point, you should know this by now. You have no other choice but to, you know, do what I have to say. I'm a Dark Ruler. You got no choice. And also, let me know what you think about it. Did you know about Goldship before? At this point, I think you should know this by now, because this was so popular in the last 2 months. I think in the last 2 months. I don't know when this big game came out in this, basically around the world. But yeah, let me know what you think about this. Did you know about this? Was this your first time hearing about Goldship? Or we already knew about this? Are you interested in playing the game? Let me know down in the comments down below. Also, like and share the video, once again, to basically, you know, help spread my influence. Glaze it everywhere, and to help my influence grow. Take that as you will. And don't forget to also press the black bell button to be notified whenever my videos pop up, because YouTube channel doesn't bother announcing my videos, and also I forget sometimes. Yeah, it's yeah, I forget sometimes. And also, I'm no longer gonna be doing the talk about restricted mode, because, like I said, new information has I found out about new information, and I'll leave that for next time if I get any new if there's anything happening over there. Right now, it's still speculation of what's going on the viewerships. Alright, that's about it. Right now, my dark... Nah, not good. Yeah, I'm doing it. Heck with it. My dark Umamasume minions. Umamasume minions. There we go. Dismissed!